Hi everyone, the Lone Wolf here. Welcome back to some EVE Online, and in today's video I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a report of my first week out here in Providence now. As I've said, I'm actually going to take it slowly, and so I'm pretty much doing this from the perspective of, for me personally, I don't want to risk too much. So I want to build up the assets that I have here through the gameplay that I've done here. But I also feel that that should be something that makes it decently accessible for someone that doesn't have a lot of skills or that doesn't have a big wallet to actually try and do the same thing. So that's basically my thought process behind how I'm handling the Providence experience at the moment. So here you can see I'm in K1Y. Which is a system held by the UI Federation. They've been quite friendly, and the reason I'm doing the video like this is because I'm also invited in their intelligence channel, and so I don't want to give away any information that I shouldn't by accidentally having chat on there that's not supposed to be there. Same goes for local, because they actually do chat quite a bit in local, considering they're not red don't shoot, and so people have questions from outside their corporation in local as well. So that's why I'm doing the video like this right here, and also I'm going to work on like a bit of an overlay that will hide the chat, so that I can actually bring you footage when something exciting, like maybe some PvP combat or something like that, does happen. But that hasn't happened so far. I must also say, maybe we'll just go in the ship hangar here. That I've regularly gone back to Iona, to Galente space, because there was still some POS stuff that I needed to do. But every time I would do that, I went out there in a pod, and then I came back with another ship to try and get the ball rolling down here. So you already know that I brought in the Myrmidon here first. It was actually stationed in Amar, if I'm not mistaken, or no, I actually brought that one. No, it was stationed in Amar, and I've been using that a little bit to do some belt cleaning. Honestly, that experience has not been too bad. I've actually seen quite a few spawns of 2 battleships. That's 1.5 to 2 million in bounties just in a few minutes of combat, or not even that. And they tend to drop 500,000 to 1 million in loot as well. So overall, this is not such a bad money earner for something that's decently accessible, a battle cruiser. Next up, going from the perspective of what would someone that doesn't want to risk anything bring in this experiment. I brought in a venture, which was still a venture we had left from the wormhole, and that experience has been surprisingly good as well. So in K1Y, you do have the option to ask for an invite to a Rorcal boost fleet, which greatly reduces the time of your miners and increases the yield of your miner. And even something like this little venture that really doesn't cost a lot will make 10 to 15 million ISK an hour, from depending on the ore that you actually find. But there are really high-end ores in here, and so that was actually a surprising number considering the investment and the risk that you're taking. A venture doesn't cost anything. Basically, if you do, I think I have miner 2s on here, but if you do 2 or 3 runs which take less than 5 minutes, you have earned your venture with the fittings back. And 10 to 15 million an hour, of course, it's not a lot, but it is a good basis to work on your next ship, let's say a battle cruiser or maybe a Tech 3 destroyer, to do some belt ratting and try to go from there. So honestly, I was very surprised at how good this was. My next one was actually this right here. I'm calling it Provi Defense. It was a little destroyer that I had lying around here that's actually fit for PvP. Maybe not the best fit, but it's basically short range blasters, point web, micro warp drive, a little bit of tank in there, and then some drones. If there is an attack on UI Federation or CVA space or something like that, and I get the chance to join one of those fleets, then I will do so, and I'll try to help them out as much as I can. And this is a ship that's very cheap, very affordable. I have several more left in Iona that I'll bring over if more action starts to happen. And that's the idea behind this ship. There was one fleet invite. I asked if they wanted me to join because there was an attack somewhere, but I didn't get an invitation. But okay, at some point, you know, it's probably going to happen. This is only natural, of course, as well. I've only been here for about a week, so I need to earn their trust. They need to get used to me. And because I do go back from time to time as well, they haven't seen me that much in Providence just yet, although I've been trying out quite a few things as well. And then with the money I've been earning, I put in a cheap but better mining ship normally. So it's Tech 1 miners, but when full out with the mining laser upgrades, and it's a retriever. This I think was around 40 million in investment. It'll increase your yield from mining, of course, and after that you can still upgrade that to like Tech 2 miner and then the good crystals. This could actually be a good basis that's not too expensive. Losing a Machina is going to set you back quite a bit, but I easily managed to earn that money out here from just the venture and the Myrmidon. So just a progressive increase in how much you'll make, and risk, of course, for your mining is easily fundable with an activity here. And I basically easily made the money I needed for this retriever right here, Tech 1 strip miners, which are not that expensive as well in that first week. So not too bad. After that, I actually brought this one in. I had it ready already. I'm not sure what I planned it for anymore, but it had performed so well. So this is a PvP Armageddon right here. Again, point web, cap booster, a bit of damage, but a decently big buffer tank. And what I did is, together with my brother, who is only at the first stage here, he was in a Myrmidon, we did a Sancha Haven, so one of the anomalies here. That was very hard. Actually, we had to, on the final spawn was so big, we had to get out, regen, rep up, and then get back in. But it was an easy 40 million, I think, bounties and loot in total. So that is probably the most efficient activity we're gonna find in here, is get a few battleships going with some remote reps, and then just blast through all of those combat anomalies when more of us are on time. Our personal plans are to keep this a group activity. So I'm not going to do that solo. I'd rather be busy a bit with logistics, or just do some mining or explore around a little bit if I'm alone. But in group, a few battleships will start to make some real money when it comes to the nullsec activity. And we've tried it one haven. It was a bit harder than we expected, but we definitely know what we need to do to get that ball rolling as well. So that's why I brought this one in, not to lose it right away, but since I had it ready, I do feel that this ship is going to be pretty useful. On one note about that, you use up a lot of missiles in just one of those anomalies. So this is why this is the final ship that I brought in here. For me, pretty much a free transport ship, because it's actually one of the 4 or 5 transport ships that we captured from the Russian in our wormhole adventure. So I refitted it a little bit for some speed, and I'll use this to bring in minerals and possibly bring stuff out as well. On that note, you can see that my item hangar is empty except for 5 hobgoblins, which I could put in the let me see, god damn it, in the mining ship if I would want to. The market here is not bad. If you're mining for ores, you know, that quickly becomes a big volume, but no worries, there are very, very reasonable buy orders in this station. So I've just been mining, selling them, and I actually always got more money from selling them directly to a buy order than the estimated value from the server. So really not bad. You don't have to worry too much about logistics. You're helping the local residents out this way, but you're also making some good money on the side from this. On the other hand, we have already spotted several good opportunities to actually make produce goods that would be in high demand here, and where we'll probably be able to fetch a good price. So that's going to be what we'll work towards. But as I said, there is still some post maintenance that needs to be done back in Iona. We'll need to find the right timing to move everything here, but the plans are being formed, and we're actually having some fun here. And yeah, we're slowly building everything up. And so this is going to be like the first recap of the first week. One thing that I also do, of course, we have some assets just a few jumps away, which is right here in Eseskama, the closest high-sec with a station. And I usually travel in and out of Providence in an interceptor, just to avoid possible bubbles, gate camps, and all of that stuff. But I've not encountered any serious gate camps. I've seen a few reds in local, but that's about it. I've never felt really threatened. And so maybe as the final part of this experiment, you know, this gave you guys a bit of a rundown of my first week in Providence, although I've not been like full-time in Providence. It was pretty fun. It was lucrative. I'm definitely seeing how this is actually pretty accessible and doable for a newer player, or, as I said, a player that doesn't want to risk a lot of money straight away, but actually wants to build stuff up organically by having activities in nullsec. I feel it's been a pretty good first week for that. We've slowly been building up, and I think we can keep going on track like this, and then we have a lot of other stuff that will start building up, like possibly a boss, possibly PI, better mining ships, upgrade our battleships, get more PvP ships in there as well, and then just, yeah, start having start exploring different aspects of nullsec life. But what I'm gonna experiment right here is, let's see if we encounter any problems getting back out of Providence. So what I have not done yet is make the bookmarks around the gates to be able to bypass a possible gate camp. The tactic that I'm using is just go for a travel interceptor that's gonna blast through pretty much anything. You need an absolutely outstanding gate camp to stop that. And you don't see local, but this part of nullsec is very active. 30, 40, sometimes even 60 people in these nullsec systems is not rare. A lot of them are like from the local alliances, Uli Federation and some others. They quickly respond to any threats. They do make the fleets, they go out there. Although I've never had the opportunity to join them yet, I think once I earn their trust and show that yeah, we're doing our best for Providence as well, I'll get in those and I'll be able to show you more of that aspect as well. But I have felt really safe so far, and it has been from my perspective a reasonably accessible way of getting introduced to nullsec. Although I must say some preparation is needed. You don't want to go in here with just a wallet and no ships, or bring all your ships here at once. That's a very, very bad idea. Personally, I do think what you'll want to do is just gradually learn what's really at risk, and start small, start with stuff that you're definitely willing to lose, and if things go well you can work your way up, and if not you can try to change, adapt the things that you're doing, your ideas around to depending on the situation. That's of course the sandbox nature of EVE Online. You have to adapt to what's happening around you. But yeah, this has been quite a lot of fun, and as you can see right here, except I'm not going to show you local, I don't really know how they would feel about that, and so I'm not gonna take the risk. And I will always hide the chat channels if something would happen that I absolutely must or want to show you guys as well. We'll see how I'll work all of that out, but I want to respect the fact that they're trying to get this not read, don't shoot, and I don't want to inadvertently become a leak of intelligence or important information because I kept local or one of their intelligence channels open. But as you can see right here, I mean, I feel pretty safe doing this. I've never really encountered a real gate camp. Usually it is like this. They're empty, and getting out of Providence hasn't really been a problem, especially not in the interceptor. The reason I'm doing this in the pod now is because the last move that I made was the transport ship, so that I could bring in some extra missiles for the battleship, a tractor unit as well, and so I'm going to use that one We'll usually do it first. Someone scouts out with an interceptor, everything seems safe. I'll load up the loot that is better sold in a trade hub, and then bring back possibly missiles or whatever we need in here. That is the plan. But yeah, let's see. This is the final one. If a gate camp is gonna happen, it should be on this high-sec gate right here into Dital. Maybe I could use a D-scan, but nope, it's just a Stargate. So as you can see, there are a few wrecks, probably from rats. Yep, Sanchez Torture wreck, but clean trip, even in a boss, no gate camp notice, and add to that information on who's in local and information from intelligence channels. It feels very doable to do whatever you want to do in Providence so far. Anyways, that's going to be my after report for the first week in Providence. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.